What's up, guys? Back here with another video. I might put this on YouTube, but we're gonna put it on Patreon first. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. But listen, this is a prime example as to why when I say gaming your wife is necessary. And I think this is the big part of the reason why a lot of men do not have successful marriages. And most of these men that this happened to are good men, are men that actually turn a situation around and trying to be what they think is a good man, and it doesn't go good for them. And this is why I say having game and playing games are two different things. You have to have game to get the girl, but then a lot of times when you get the girl, you think the game is up. That's it. I got her. I can just lay back, kick back, and not do anything. No. You have to maintain her. Unless you are living by religious law, which most people aren't, and you're doing that relationship for the sake of God, that's usually not how it's going to go. It's usually not how it's going to go. And the big problem is you don't know what it means to have good relationship dynamics to see a relationship through. So much so, sometimes men that cheat have more of a successful relationship. And it's kind of crazy. And this ties into the podcast that I just did. Make sure you guys subscribe to Patreon and YouTube and the podcast, where it said, do all men cheat? No. But those men usually, in most cases, have more success. Let's get into the clip. So here we have a clip where a woman is talking about how at the beginning of her relationship, everything was good. It was great. And then she started to avoid her man. She started to neglect him. She started to do all these things that weren't good. So let's just let the clip play and then we'll react to it.
When my husband and I met, it was great. I had plenty of it. I enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. We had fun together. And then once I knew I had him, I put walls up. I didn't want to get undressed around him anymore. If he came in and he tried to hug me, I would jerk away. And I had all kinds of stories built up about why I was doing this. I denied to myself the real reasons why, which is what most of us as women do. I didn't withdraw it or withhold it completely. Women listening who are open-minded, you'll know that we have this mental calendar where it's like, okay, I had it. That'll probably buy me a week or two. And then that time starts running out and we start building this anxiety of when we're going to need to engage with again, to give just enough to make it seem just enough to keep getting what we want. And we let our stories and our games begin. And the sad part is that a good man falls for all those stories.
But see, usually when you see something like this, and she said, oh, wow, once I knew I had him, it was up. Because the chase was over. Some women are like this. Not all women are like this, but a lot of women are like this. And this is why women initiate most of divorces. Not for that specific reason, but it comes down to relationship dynamics. But there's always a little more that goes into it. For example, the man could be pandering. He could believe in things like happy wife, happy life, putting her needs and her happiness over his. There's a lot of different things that can contribute to this. But usually it comes down to dynamics. It usually does. He's a good man that does the right thing, always pandering. He doesn't, how do you say, polarize. He doesn't polarize his relationship. He doesn't disagree with her. He doesn't want to fight. He gives her everything he wants. He doesn't stand up to her. Usually, these are the things that contribute to a situation like this where he is just giving her everything she wants. And then, long story short, she's willing to walk away from that relationship. She's willing to walk away from that relationship. Why? Because there's no challenge. There's no, the challenge of her getting him. She said once she knew she had him, that was over. But then furthermore, he's not doing anything to spike her interest. He's not doing anything to have the highs and lows. He's not doing anything in that relationship to cause anxiety. Healthy anxiety, toxic anxiety. That's a man that I know just from hearing what she said. He's not doing anything to pique her interest. He's not doing anything to cause healthy anxiety. But look, this is the thing. When you say something like that, you say, oh, all right, I take her on dates. We go on trips. We do all these exciting things. That's not anxiety. That's not the type of anxiety that causes a woman to pique her interest. Anxiety are things that can cause her some stress, that can cause her mind to wander. Now, you can take it too far. You don't want to go too far, right? You don't have to cheat. But sometimes before you come home, go to a bar. Sometimes come home late. Make her think like, damn, where you been? Keep up this act for about 2 weeks to a month. She's going to think you're cheating. And then when she asks you what's been going on, why you been coming, like, oh, nothing. I just at work. I'm just, just busy with work. Meanwhile, you're really at the bar. You're doing these things deliberately so you can pique her interest. Because when a woman's like that and she stops wanting to have sex with you, or she's having sex with you just enough to maintain or just for her satisfaction, or she, like she said, she had a time clock in her head where she would have sex and she didn't withhold it completely. Like, if you do something like that to a woman who's on that track, it's going to offset things, because now she's like, damn, why is he coming home so late? Why is he doing this? Why, like, what is it? Right? Or like, say, for example, another little trick, like, say if you guys are out and you see a really beautiful woman and you do some other shit, like walk on the other side or duck your head, like you don't want to be seen. If you see a beautiful woman, and then sometimes when you do something like weird like that, it'll catch the other woman's attention, and then she'd be like, do you know her? No, I don't. Come on, let's keep walking. Just be funny, be weird, do things to insinuate that perhaps you're cheating, but you're not. But you don't always have to do that. Another thing that can cause health anxiety, especially specifically this situation when dealing with sex, on top of you coming home late, are you spending time out or spending a weekend away? Be like, I'm going on a boys trip. I'm spending a weekend away. I just think that, getting out and having some guys time, some healthy space is good, right? Or you don't even have to fucking go away. Just just fucking pop up missing for a fucking entire 28 or 48 hours. Go to your fucking parents' house, right? But specifically for the sex thing, one thing that you can do is, so she said, and this is what happens. She said that she would maintain the sex. The sex didn't happen like that, right? But she would maintain it. She would have it every once in a while to where she would just like, all right, I have this mental clock or this mental calendar, so I need it or I want it, so I can do it like this. That one time or that one time a week or a month or whatever the cycle or whatever her calendar is to where she wants to have sex with you, you tell that bitch no. Tell her fucking no. Tell her no. And when you tell her no, what's going to happen? She's going to be like, oh shit, what the fuck? Why is he turning me down? Now, either two things are going to happen. She's going to think you're cheating. And then she's going to want to start to try to have a conversation. She's going to want to understand why you're turning it down from sex. She's going to think, oh, you don't love me no more. Or two, that's going to make her try harder, because now it's a challenge for her. And with this situation, this woman already said, I already thought I had him. So once I had him, I switched up. Some women don't even know why they fucking do this. Some women are just like so fucked up here that like you have to challenge it. Oh, she thought she had it? Okay. Let me switch it up for you, baby. She trying to, oh, no, I'm good. I'm all right. And do it a few times. You don't want to abuse it, but you want to do it so much so the next time, usually what happens when you do this, they start wearing some sexy lingerie. Then they try to up their game. And usually when they make that type of effort, you kind of want to give in. You don't want to continue to say no. So this way it's like, oh yeah, okay, I see what it is. The regular thing isn't in for him now. We got to spice things up. Or, you deny her a few more times, and next time you guys go out for dinner and you be like, you know what you should do? It'd be really cool if you just sucked my dick while I was driving. Right? Because now it's a little more exciting. And now you're adding, on top of everything, this is not necessarily anxiety, but you're adding an element to your relationship that wasn't there before. Listen, motherfucker, this is premium game, motherfucker. This is a premium game you motherfuckers getting. But no, seriously, you're adding an element that wasn't in your relationship before. So this creates excitement. This creates, the highs. And previously, you were just ignoring her. Previously, you were just turning her down, and that's the lows. Remember, the key to a long relationship are highs and lows. You need your highs and lows. And the more extremes, the more extreme these highs and lows are, the longer it lasts. Now, ultimately, you want to have more highs. You want to have more good times than you have lows. So this way you can balance things out. But some men, and see, the key is some men do this naturally. Some men are so just, that's just who they are, like myself. Like I'm so caught up in my career and just striving for success and being successful that I will stay away for some time, or I will keep away from my partner for some time. Now, there's times where I can be a bit too extreme, and you don't want to be too extreme, because if you stay away too long, you can get cheated on depending on the type of woman you have, or some feelings can be lost because you're not around enough. These things can happen. But you don't want to be too extreme. You want to be balanced in this approach. But there are a lot of different things that you can do to spice up your relationship and combat this type of woman who says, "Oh, I thought I had him, so I started to stop giving him sex." This is combating things like this. This is what you call key relationship dynamics. And a lot of the time when you're an overachiever, you usually don't face these type of issues because they're always chasing your validation. They understand that, like, oh, you're such an overachiever, that woman wants you. So they have to feel like they're staying on top of their game. They have to feel like they're on top of it, you know. So these type of things happen. But anyway, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, double tap the screen, and comment below. I want you to comment below, whether you're on Patreon or YouTube, if you've been through something like this, if you've been in a situation where your woman or your lady has turned you down, or she hasn't been giving you sex and you didn't know how to deal with it. Or maybe you watch one of my videos, and you learned how to deal with it. All right, guys.